Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bani and this channel delivers content on health, lifestyle and beauty. Yes, so today's video, according to the title, is about asthma. World Asthma Day is just around the corner, so I'm doing this video to commemorate it. I feel like I actually outgrew asthma and I actually beat asthma. So we'll just be talking about my experience, what I did, what are the factors that you can put into place to actually outgrow your asthma. Although science says it's impossible to outgrow asthma, we'll be talking about how it happened to me, or if I actually did not even have asthma in the beginning. I have lots of health advice for asthma patients, so this video is going to be very educative. I'm going to be leaving a tip at the end. Firstly, what is asthma? Asthma is just basically the inflammation of your airways, and once your airways is inflamed, it becomes narrow and makes breathing hard. How did I ever become diagnosed of asthma in the first place? I am someone who is allergic to stuff. I've said that in my video before, I think once. So like I said, I'm allergic to dust, cold, pollen grains and the rest of that. But I don't always have asthmatic attack. I am a pharmacy student, a final year pharmacy student at the University of Port Harcourt. So when I gained admission to the University of Port Harcourt, and I started attending classes. There's this one class, MBA1. That class used to be tight, used to be full to the brim. A lot of departments were learning that particular course, so just one lecturer, and the class is very large. People will be clustered, some people will be standing. The place is very stuffy and it smells like, I don't want to talk about it too much. It's giving me bad nostalgia. Do you get? I don't know where I'll say traumatic vibes. Anyways, as a good student that I am, not that I was, because I feel like I'm still a good student. As a good student that I am, I would attend those classes no matter if I'm a little bit claustrophobic. I will not really say I'm claustrophobic because I stay in the hostel and the hostel is small, but like those triggers, I'm somebody that needs to avoid them. So I would attend those classes. I'll come early, and the days that I cannot meet up to come early, I'll still come like normal time to class. Then I'll go to the podium and sit on the floor of the podium just so that I can hear what the lecturer is saying and I can write and just understand, maybe ask questions or something like that, because it's very easy to get distracted in those kind of classes. So on a certain occasion, I was there around the middle area and I got my first actual asthmatic attack. I will call it that, but I never thought it was asthma. So I was rushed to the hospital, to the Lulu Briggs hospital in our university, and I was nebulized, given Ventolin, using a nebulizer and stuff like that till I was stable again. Then I had consultation with the doctor. The doctor asked me whether I was asthmatic. I said no, I'm not asthmatic, and he was like, it's a lie that I'm asthmatic, that he's the doctor, he's the one that's going to diagnose me. I said I'm not asthmatic, I'm just allergic to some stuff. I'm allergic to cold, dust, stuffy places basically and stuff like that. But he said you just had an asthma attack, although up to today a part of me don't believe that it's asthma. I just feel like maybe I was just triggered in that way, I don't know, but maybe it's asthma. So he gave me inhaler, he gave me some drugs. Although some of the drugs were affecting me, I was having tremors and stuff like that, but I will not talk negatively about any drugs because everybody is different and it's not a one size fits all medication. Everybody reacts to different drugs differently. Anyways, I was able to outgrow it, in the sense I've never had asthmatic attack aside that. Although I've had like some trigger, but I never used my inhaler, but I took my drugs. I took all the drugs that were prescribed to me. So what did I do? Firstly, the different factors that can determine whether you outgrow it is family history. Your family history: do you have asthmatic parents? Do you have asthmatic siblings? If you have asthmatic parents, it's going to be very hard. I have a relative that's asthmatic too. Your environment: are you in a toxic environment? If you're in an environment that's always triggering asthma, I'm sorry to say, but you cannot outgrow asthma. The food that you take, like somebody like me, that I avoid crayfish. So those are the three main factors that that determines whether you can be one that can outgrow asthma or not. So what are the drugs that you use to combat asthma? First of all, the main first thing that everybody runs to is inhaler. So inhalers work. Albuterol, those they work, but they don't work for everybody, and not all the dose is the same. Some people take them when they have the asthma attack, while some people they have their own planned out posology, planned out dosage to take it. But inhalers don't work for everybody. So some people use biologics. I think biologics is a drug that people are not really like exposed to. Biologics includes drugs like omalizumab, dupixent, and the rest of that. You can get brand names like Xolair. So people also use those drugs for asthma. But we're not here to talk about the drugs. We are here to talk about how you can beat asthma. So the drugs are one thing you can take to help your situation. But another thing, another aspect of actually beating asthma is avoiding the allergens. So avoidance of the allergens is easier said than done, but it's something that is achievable. When you're allergic to pollen grains, don't go out in the spring and be playing with flowers, triggers. Don't be asking your boyfriend to give you flowers. Take plastic instead. You know you're allergic to dust, keep your house clean. Keep your house clean. You don't want to be the one to trigger yourself. Me, you always see me like cleaning surfaces. I don't want any form of trigger. Then you know you're allergic to cold. Don't bathe cold water. Recently, as I moved to the hostel, I was able to start taking my baths with cool water and stuff like that. But if you know you have not gotten to that extent of improvement, don't have your bath with cold water. So don't take cold drinks if it's your trigger. Don't take seafood if it's triggers, because I know seafood triggers some asthmatic patients. And if you have AC in your house, you can use AC instead of opening your windows so that you can have filtered air. Keep your house clean. Live a better lifestyle, because you cannot be asthmatic and be smoking. You're saying you're taking loud, you're happy with yourself. Avoid the allergens, avoid smoking, avoid sometimes drinking triggers some asthmatic patients. So avoid drinking, or just drink only at maybe social events. Somebody like me, I don't drink at all. If you cannot just cut it off entirely, drink at only social events and at a minimal quantity. You can be vaccinated. There is no asthma vaccine, obviously, but during the period of raining season, when it's raining, or during this period where people are coming down with airborne diseases, if you have those diseases, you are going to bring your immune system down. And once your immune system is compromised, you are one that is going to be prone to have this asthmatic attack. So what you want to do is that you want to make sure that you've taken your example influenza vaccine, so you don't come down with these and maybe your immune system will be too weak. So these are some methods that you can use to outgrow asthma. If we can conclude that okay, I actually had asthma, but I don't think I had. I think maybe I was misdiagnosed. I don't know, but outgrowing asthma does not mean that you are forever safe. If we want to say outgrowing asthma is a thing, because the damage that has been done to your lungs will forever be the same. Somebody that supposedly outgrew asthma cannot have the same lung structure with somebody that never had asthma at all. So no matter, even if you outgrow asthma, you still need to avoid the allergens, so at least you can live long. So remember, avoid the allergens, healthy lifestyle, take your drugs according to doctor's prescriptions. You can be inhalers. If inhalers don't work for you, you can take biologics if you're above the age of 6, or you can just talk to your doctor about it and he should have a better alternative, or your pharmacy. And lastly, vaccines, or you are taking supplements or the rest of that to make sure your immune system is as good as possible, so you will not be immunocompromised and for your triggers. So I think that is it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you guys next Friday. Later.